I never believed in hauntings. When my partner Michelle and I bought that old farmhouse out in northern Pennsylvania, I thought the creaks and groans were just old wood settling. We moved in during early spring 2024. It was supposed to be a peaceful getaway. Somewhere quiet where we could finally breathe. But it started the first week. Every night around 2:47 a.m., I'd see this faint blue light leaking through the gaps in the living room floorboards. It flickered like it was alive, like it had a rhythm, a heartbeat. At first, I figured it was bad wiring, maybe some fluorescent fixture left behind under the house. But there were no lights down there, just dirt, solid ground. Michelle brushed it off, said I was just tired, stressed. Maybe I was, but then started waking up drenched in sweat, dreamed of someone crying beneath us every night, same time. One night, I stayed up while went to bed early. I've been getting these awful headaches. I sat in the living room with the lights off, phone in hand, waiting. 2:47 a.m. The light came back, brighter this time, throbbing almost. I got on my knees, leaned down, and pressed my ear to the floor. And that's when I heard it, crying, muffled, right below me. It wasn't the wind, it wasn't the house. Someone was down there, sobbing, whispering. I shot up and yelled for Michelle. Nothing. I ran to bedroom, she wasn't in bed. The whole house was silent. No broken windows, no open doors, just this stillness, like the air had stopped. And then I saw them, wet footprints, bare, leading from the bedroom, all the way down to the living room, right to that glowing crack in the floor. I panicked and tore up the boards myself before the cops even arrived. Underneath, just packed dirt, dry, undisturbed. They told me there was no sign anyone had ever been there. No exit, no prints, no mic. But every night since, at exactly 2:47 a.m., the light comes back and I hear them, two voices, crying. One of them sounds like Michelle. And I don't know how much longer I can take it. My book is complete now, a story about the great warrior, Reiken no Kiba. I still remember the first time I saw Yama no Yuki, the old winter lodge nestled deep in the Japanese Alps. It was December 2023, and I had taken a job as the winter caretaker. I thought it would be peaceful, just me, the snow, and time to work on my writing. Had the desire to write a book, but meaning kept slipping through my fingers every time I tried to begin. The first week was fine, quiet, almost too quiet. The snow buried the roads. I had no internet, no phone signal, just a generator, old furniture, and empty rooms. I spent my days just figuring where to start. That's when the sound started. Footsteps, slow, echoing. One night, I heard a knock on the room next to mine. Just one knock, then nothing. I was the only one there. I found it beneath the long oak banquet table, a child's drawing. Faded ink on brittle parchment. Not crayon, but charcoal and berry dye. Simple figures, scratched with care, telling a story in the time of kings, thousands of years behind us. As I looked up, I saw a figure, silent, cloaked in shadow. He raised a hand and pointed, not a word spoken, just a gesture toward a single door. The air grew still and I knew I had to follow. I walked toward the door. I felt terrified, a massive black wooden door. I was standing in front of the door. I pushed the door. It creaked open with a sound like a dying breath. The door was warped, like it had been soaked and dried. A large medieval sword rests on snow-covered wooden planks in the middle of the room. Its blade is scarred and silent, as if it once echoed through the chaos of war long ago, forgotten by time, yet whispering echoes of battles long past. I couldn't help but wonder, why did the shadow want me to see this sword? I turned around, but the shadow figure was gone. It was very heavy, holding it in both hands like that. And then I came outside, out of the room. That night, I kept the sword right there, next to my bed, and I slept. I still don't know if it was a dream, but it felt like was taken back thousands of years, dressed as a warrior, holding that same sword, fighting in war. The battlefield was strewn with bodies, a silent testament to the fury of war. The sword was unmatched. With it, the warrior struck down countless enemies. Thousands of more enemies arrived. Yet the warrior stood alone. He did not give up. He fought to his last breath. I was terrified. I woke up and sat upright in my bed, heart pounding. I held the sword in my hand and saw the warrior's name engraved in Japanese on the blade, Reiken no Kiba. The next morning, I checked the painting I had found. It was the same warrior in the painting captured in his childhood days. I tried to figure out why the dark figure had shown me the room. Perhaps he wanted his story told to the world. And as I searched for meaning in my writing, our paths crossed, bound by something greater.